Hello friends, welcome back to Bucket List Homestead. Today's video, we are going to make a few things. My garden is all caught up. I watered it this morning. I did a little bit of weeding and we are good to do some things in the house now. I am getting some beef bone broth made. I noticed that I am only down to 1 or 2 jars on my shelves. I've got lots of chicken broth, but the beef broth is running low. And these big bones have been in my deep freezer forever, and they were taking up a lot of space, so today's the day. I don't have everything I normally would put in here because I'm also doing the pantry challenge, and I just wanted to get this going. So what's in here is 2 bags. I had 2 bags of scraps, onions or peelings, some garlic puree that I made from garlic last year, and there's a few cloves too that I still had from last year. I was shocked they were still okay. Obviously a bunch of carrots, some basil is in here. I am going to go out and harvest some oregano from my garden and throw that in here too. And I just got to add some more water, so that is 16 cups, so it's going to need another 8 cups. I'm going to put it on the lowest setting for me, which is 200, and we're going to let this go for 2 or 3 days at the most, and then I'll can it up. But we got to get it started before I can get canning it. So my Hawaiian punch hyacinth is blooming beautifully, and we have some red ones over there, plus I have 2 in the back. They're just, I love these. I actually bring them in at the end of the year because I just don't have the heart to let them die. Okay, I just need to pick just a couple sprigs. I am going to come back out and pick more to dehydrate, but we just need a few for the broth. The garden has exploded the last couple of days. I'll do a garden tour in another video, maybe in another week or so, but we're finally getting some gorgeous, sunny, warm weather, and the garden's loving it. I planted some new things too to show you, but just a quick peek, it is doing well, very well. And here I am. So we got a few things I want to get planned today done. A few things I want to get done that I planned today. I am tired, as you can tell. So I took my 2 sourdough starters out of the refrigerator last night. The ones I had going out of the refrigerator, those were actually my discard I was saving to make things. The ones I've been not feeding every day, they went bad. So, little tip, if you're not feeding your sourdough starter every day, put it in the refrigerator because it does get moldy and disgusting on your counter if you're not feeding it every day. So, I revived it. I have 2 going because one is einkorn flour starter and then one is just the normal all-purpose flour, which I just realized I didn't put bread flour in that. I put all-purpose, and I got to tell you, it's doing pretty darn good. Usually, maybe I'll start using the all-purpose instead of the bread flour. We'll see. But I do have some plans. I want to make up a big batch of pancakes and freeze them. Sourdough discard pancakes, if you've never made them. They're like game-changing for pancakes. They're delicious. I'm going to get them. I also have my muffin pan out because as part of the 3 Rivers Challenge this month that I am participating in, I found what I thought I used the last of my frozen strawberries from last year. I found 4 small bags in our chest deep freezer. So we have 2 large upright freezers, a very small skinny upright freezer, and a medium-sized chest freezer. And I thought the skinny freezer had all my frozen fruit in it, but I guess it didn't because I found some fruit in the chest freezer along with a few other things I've got to use up. So I'm just looking for there we go, a strainer. There we go. To strain out the strawberry juice in the water. And I'm going to make some strawberry muffins today with them. So, first I'm going to have lunch, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to get some things done in the kitchen today. It is almost noon. I'm getting a late start because we took the dogs for a walk. I got a load of laundry done. I worked in the garden a little bit, and then Gracie and I ran to Walmart. So the first thing we're going to get started on is the sourdough discard pancakes because this needs to sit, so this can sit while I make the muffins. So right now I just have 2 cups all-purpose flour in here. To that I'm going to add 2 eggs, 1 and then a third, so 1 3/4 cups of milk, cup of my sourdough discard. Two teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Three tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2, 3. 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to use olive oil. 2. And a teaspoon of salt. And then we're just gonna mix it up. It'll be very lumpy, and that's fine. So we're just gonna mix it, and then we're gonna let it sit while I get started on the strawberry muffins. And I have a little bit of discard left, so I'm gonna throw those in into the muffins. Sourdough, the baking soda, and the baking powder and the salt all working together, and this will probably get risen up here quite a bit. Okay, so in my KitchenAid I have 3/4 cups of sugar and a 1/2 cup of butter, unsalted, that's softened, and I'm just gonna set this on low and let that cream together. So while that's doing its thing, in my sifter I have 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and we're just going to sift them all together. It's all creamed, so we're going to add 1 egg to that. Mix that in well. And here I also have a 1/2 cup of milk, and we're going to need vanilla. So we're going to slowly add the flour mix, and then mix that in, and then add the milk in alternatively until it's all mixed in. And we add the vanilla and the strawberries last. Okay, I'm just going to turn this down. We're going to add in some of the flour slowly. Add in some of the milk. The rest of the flour. The rest of the milk. Vanilla. A good couple of teaspoons, I'd say. Okay, and then I have 1 cup of my strawberries here, and these ones we've already cut them up. I've been making this exact recipe for, oh gosh, probably a good 15 years, and it is the best strawberry muffin recipe I've ever made. Like, it's the one that I only use now. I shouldn't jinx it, but I should say it's never failed me, but this will be the time it does. So we're just going to put in our strawberries, get that last one, fold them. So my oven is preheated to 425. The best tip I ever got was cook your muffins at 425 for 5 minutes, and then lower the temperature to 350 and cook them the rest of the way, whether that's 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. They poof up nice and big, and they're perfect, and it's been working amazing. So it is a great, great tip. My muffin pan's all greased. I have that grease with my lard. I'm going to get my cookie scoop. And I have to make my topping. So the topping is just a little bit of cinnamon sugar. And I might actually already have some made. Let me see. I do. Cinnamon sugar. And you're just going to sprinkle a little bit of that on top. Are baking. I got my electric griddle out and we are going to get started on the pancakes. As you can see, it's nice and bubbly, the mix. That's just what we want. So you can use butter. All my butter's frozen, so I'm just going to use some of my lard. And I'm going to turn this on. That would help. We'll put it on to 300. And we're going to get melt in this. I washed it, and I'm going to use my muffin scoop again. Usually I use a 1/4 cup measuring cup, but this is out. I washed it, so I might as well use it again. So this batch is going to be plain. I do have some people who like the plain pancakes. And then I'm going to do a batch that's blueberry. Okay, this batch is done. And what I love about the sourdough discard pancakes is they are so fluffy. Like they get so fluffy and just, oh, it's totally game changing. If you haven't tried them, you need to. So I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna make the rest blueberry. We'll get them done. The muffins will be coming out in about 2 minutes. Pancakes are all done. That's how many you get, and you could get in more if you made them. I did make some a little bit smaller, but yeah, you can make them really small and get a ton of them. And I decided to do a batch of chocolate chip, mainly because I didn't take out enough frozen blueberries, but Gracie loves chocolate chip. So we have plain chocolate chip and 2 stacks of blueberries. They're going to cool completely. I will put them in Ziploc bags, label them, and they'll go in the freezer, and all you got to do is put them in the toaster or the microwave. Boom. And you have pancakes for breakfast any old day of the week. And the muffins came out, and I wish I had smell-o-vision and I would push that to you. These smell amazing. You're going to want to let these cool completely because the strawberries do make them delicate and very wet. So if you try and take them out, like if I show you, they're very dense and they might fall apart. So let them cool completely and then take them out. As long as you grease it right, they should pop out even after they cool. So there's some things for Three Rivers Challenge, I guess, in a way, pantry challenge, because I got a big thing of bones out of my freezer, and along with a couple bags of scraps and some old garlic and amongst the other things. And they're in there making delicious beef bone broth that I'll be canning up here in a couple of days, and I'll bring you back for when I can that. I've got breakfast ready for the next couple of weeks that anyone can have. I've got some blueberry, strawberry muffins that I'm going to have with a cup of tea and go outside and enjoy this gorgeous day in just a few minutes. But I also got 2 jars of discard out of my refrigerator. I didn't add sourdough to the muffins. Last minute I decided not everyone's a sourdough fan in the family, so I thought don't want to risk this recipe and people not liking it because I put sourdough in. But I still managed, because the pancakes took so much sourdough discard, that I managed to get rid of 2 jars out of my fridge of discard. And I can go back to feeding this. I'm hoping to make some bread tomorrow. I'll bring you back for that. And yeah, I'm on a roll. So that is it for today. I'm going to literally make myself a cup of tea, take out one of those muffins, enjoy this gorgeous day outside. It is just beautiful here. Just beautiful. Not too hot. The sun is shining. The skies are clear. No smoke. And it's a beautiful day. I hope it's beautiful where you are. Until then, take care. God bless. And we'll see you all soon.